This is going to be a lunar eclipse reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We have a partial lunar eclipse happening on October 28th in the sign of Taurus. A few things to note about this eclipse is that we are closing out a cycle. We have come full circle, so to speak. I want you to think back to November 2021 and ask yourself, what were you embarking on? What have been the themes that you've been experiencing since then? Now, we're here to shed some layers, close some things out, and be more authentic, be more true to ourselves. Now, we are bringing a lot of things to a close, like I said, and those doors, we got to walk through them and let the past be in the past, right? We almost have to say goodbye to an old story or an old narrative. And you may not know exactly what those goodbyes are or what those things are that you're closing out, but that's okay. Let everything happen naturally. It will all be revealed in due time. You know, I've been saying to so many people lately in my sessions that I do believe we're going to have some clarity that's going to come to light during this time. You may not know what that is right now. You may not be able to put your finger on it. You may feel something brewing, you know, but you won't fully know until you have that aha moment. And I think it's going to be really helpful to moving yourself forward. Now, the Pluto energy is going to be very strong during this eclipse. Pluto is all about death and rebirth. It's linked to Scorpio, right? This is about regeneration. So you're going to notice that you're going to go through almost like a cocoon. I would describe it like when a caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it literally thinks it's dying, and it goes through the process of regeneration into a beautiful butterfly. And I want you to think about this time as rest, rejuvenation, and even regeneration, because you are coming out much stronger and more authentically you. Okay, so take this as a new beginning. Now, you might notice that there is some fiery energy that's going to be coming our way, and you may see some power struggles. You may be engaging in power struggles, but understand that you need to be self-aware and ask yourself, do you really want to be a part of this? Or are you going to pick your battles wisely? You know, I always suggest that. Never pick a battle that you're not going to follow through with, okay? So be clear in your intentions. There's also going to be a lot of Jupiter energy. Now, of course, when I go to film, my cat decides to go use the scratching post, or we have kitty parkour. Oh, there we go. We have the confirmation. What would it be in a reading without my cats in the background? I swear, every single time. What I was about to say was Jupiter is also quite a part of this eclipse energy. And Jupiter is about everything magnified, right? It's about growth, it's expansion, and it also has to do with luck. I will say that sometimes you may notice that with these power struggles or that fiery energy, things may be feeling like they're bigger than they need to be, you know, as in like making a bigger deal out of something than it really needs to be. But at the same time, remember that Jupiter is about abundance, and Taurus as a sign is all about abundance, right? So we're going to see a lot of interesting energies during this eclipse. Let's take some cards for some overall energies or messages and take a breath. This is what I was saying. This is about rest and rejuvenation and maybe just taking a moment to heal. You know, I think we've been through a lot in this last while, and we do need time for ourselves. This might even be a time where you feel like you want to hermit yourself a little bit. So what else do we need to know? Watching clouds, lie back, rest, and relax. Well, geez, the universe is like, I said what I said. So that's quite interesting as well. Now, let's take a look here with this other deck. What do we need to know? What are the themes? And we have no place like home. Interesting. There's this desire to come full circle. Wow, like I cannot make that up. Interesting. November 2021 up until now. I want you to think about it. Now, I'm going to use the before tarot, I'm going to use a regular tarot, and I'm going to use the after tarot, like the format that I've been doing in relationship readings. I want to take a look back. Now, we can visit the past, we can't live there, but I want to go back to where we've been since November 2021, and let's see if we can sort of identify what those energies have been, and then we're going to take a look at what's going on in the present energy of the eclipse, and then we'll look at what's going to happen post-eclipse, okay? So let's take a look at what's been going on mentally in the last, I don't know, year and a half. Let's look at mentally. The Ace of Pentacles, it's almost like you were embarking on a brand new beginning of some sort, okay? So that Ace of Pentacles is a tangible new thing. Home, job, relationship. You were shooting your shot. You were starting something new. You were putting an energy out into the universe, right? Setting those intentions. And you were about to embark on a very strenuous journey, because the Ten of Wands is all about feeling like, burdened. You were starting a path of taking on maybe too much, but maybe you needed to go through that process. And the King of Swords, it's interesting. See how this sword is being offered from the universe? It's almost like you were embarking on a journey of truth, okay? So that's the mental aspect of the last year and a half or so. Let's take a look at the emotional side of things, what you were feeling emotionally. You had a lot of work to do, okay? You started a journey of working on yourself, pushing yourself forward. And there was some conflict there. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I open myself up? Can I have this? Can I really have this? There may have been some gossip, people talking, interfering. And here's the sword, trying to pull that sword out of the stone, right? Trying to find that clarity. And it's interesting because the mental and the emotional seem very connected, right? Although they don't always match. Our headspace, they always say the longest journey is from the head to the heart. But I would say here that in the emotional space or the heart space, it was like really trying to draw out the emotions, maybe because of past hurts, to do that work. And there may have been a feeling of change emotionally, on the brink of being out in the cold based on this picture or this imagery here. It's almost like you knew there were major changes happening. You just maybe didn't see them all yet. And maybe now we see them all in hindsight. Let's take a look at the spiritual side of things. Where were you spiritually in the last year and a half? And we have the Nine of Wands. Well, you've been the wounded warrior for a long time. You've been in sort of this fight of ascension. And there's the Four of Wands, 1111. You may have been sparked. You may have been sort of brought to a point of no going back, And there's the King of Pentacles. See, the Pentacle was being offered. A long road, an abundant one in the long run, but not easy. And there were times of repetition where you had to learn lessons over and over and over again. And here we have the Five of Swords where, you were getting ready for some spiritual battle. And I do find it very interesting just looking at these cards, by the way, and maybe I should move them up just a smidge. I apologize, just so that you can see them all. And that is, look at these two fives here. This is the Five of Swords, this is the Five of Coins, and we also have the Five of Wands. 555 means big changes ahead. And definitely, I think the last year and a half has brought about a lot of change in your life. So let's look at things right now. Where do things stand now in regards to your mental, your emotional and your spiritual self? Okay, so we have the moon. Well, we can't make this up. We know that we can feel this lunar eclipse coming. We know something's brewing. The moon is all about purging, surrendering, letting go. It's also about trusting your intuition. When I look at this picture, it's almost like I can see that we're about to go through this portal. And I've been saying this metaphorically to people lately, that there's this line. Do you feel the line? You're about to walk through that door. You're about to walk over that line. And when you do, there's no going back. And it means big changes, like I said. Here's the Seven of Pentacles. The seeds are planted. They're not going to harvest overnight. They will in due time. We have to let go of that worry and anxiety that I just spoke about. And there's the Three of Wands. We're embarking on something new. Now, this is a card that says we don't chase, we attract. However, it also indicates that we can't sit on the sidelines. We have to try that new experience, seek out new experiences. We don't want to say, I'll do this tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. We want to take the first steps to something new. And that's towards healing. We need that mental healing, okay? So let's take a look at the emotional side of things, or the heart space at this time. And we have justice, equal giving and receiving, and balance. So this is all about, harmony, balance of your masculine and feminine energies, balance in relationships. It could also indicate matters of contracts, paperwork, marriage, divorce. So in the heart space, you're looking to find some balance or some justice. And the Two of Wands says you need to get out of your comfort zone. So in your emotional space, in your heart space, it's time that you embark on a journey. This might even be traveling, but you need to get out of your comfort zone, because if the comfort zone's so comfortable, why do you want to leave it, right? And wow, we had the Four of Wands before, and we continue to ascend. So in your heart space, definitely you are continuing to ascend. This is 1111. It's a gateway to something new, and we're talking about gateways and portals and new beginnings. That's a beautiful card to have. And it is a twin flame number, deep soul connection. It's about stability. And, your heart space right now needs to find some balance. Yes, we talked about that with justice. But also, what is your priority right now? What is your biggest fish to fry? What do you need to do in order to get things moving? Because I think a lot of people live in this umbrella mode where we have reasons why we can't. Well, I'm really busy with work. I have this, and this. And I just, don't you see that I'm trying? There's got to be some sort of movement. Now, let's take a look at the spiritual side of things. What do you need to know spiritually right now? The Five of Cups, you have to grieve. You have to grieve the past. Let it go. I think of it like phone storage. How can you have new memories come into your phone with, new conversations, new pictures, if you still have all the old stuff filling up that space? So you kind of got to grieve the old stuff that you have behind you. And I'm getting cat confirmation in the background. My goodness. There's the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is all about a brand new emotional beginning. The cup runneth over, right? So I don't usually do math with my tarot cards, but the Five of Cups and this extra cup here is the Six of Cups, which is a wish coming true, right? Yes, it can be nostalgia, and we have to grieve the past so we can have the new, but we need to fill our own cup spiritually, okay? Oh my goodness, just when I want to film is when my cats decide they want to make an appearance. Knight of Pentacles, we want to trust the process. That's what we need to do. What else can we do? Okay. And let's see what else we need to know spiritually. Wow. Two of Cups. This is about love. Okay. Deep soul connection. And look at, we had 5-5 before, big changes. And now look what we have, 2-2. And we have healing. Okay. There's so many lovely messages in this. I do think that this eclipse energy is going to be good for us. And there's 4-4, stability and healing. So just, and you know what? I just looked at the bottom of the deck and I saw the death card, Scorpio energy, death and rebirth. I mean, Scorpio season is upon us now. So very exciting times. Let's take a look at post-eclipse energies. Let's kind of see what we need to know here. Let's go back to the mental space. What progression are we going to see in the mental space? And we have the Hierophant. Wow. The Hierophant is, of course, spiritual ascension. It's commitment. It's possibly even marriage. And with that, we have, the Nine of Swords, but in such a better version. I always call this like slaying the dragons. And I know this is not a dragon, okay? This is in reference to, it almost looks like the salamander in the Wands cards. But essentially, this is to me that we're going to get rid of that worry and anxiety. We can't live in that. That doesn't help us, because otherwise we just manifest more of it. And we also have here the Seven of Swords. You can't make this up. We talked about at the very beginning the idea that we need to live our authentic truth, right? And so the Seven of Swords is essentially us doing that, taking off the mask. Or if somebody hasn't been honest with you, you're going to get that clarity. And I just want to make a point about this picture. If you see the rope at the foot, this person is about to get caught. You know, they can't run anymore, so to speak. And let's see what else we need to know here. The Knight of Swords. This is about winning the battle. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look at the emotional space here, the heart space. The Fool, trusting and taking a leap of faith, embarking on a whole new journey. It's like you're just about to let go and surrender, which is so beautiful. And there's the Hermit, searching your soul. You know, snakes often get a bad rap. You know, we look at snakes as being sort of dark energy. And I like to look at snakes very positively because snakes, they shed their skin, right? It's about death, rebirth, regeneration. And also it represents Kundalini, right? The Kundalini rising, all the energy going up your energy centers or the chakras in your body. And that Four of Wands underneath it, I'm really curious. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. There's that Jupiter energy, that growth, that expansion, and that good luck. You know, just be very careful, like I said earlier with Jupiter, because, you know, don't make something bigger than it is. At the same time, be open to your abundance. Just be selective about where you put your energy. And there's the Page of Pentacles. There's some sort of offer coming in here. Once you simplify your life a little bit, you're going to see that there's offers coming in. And let's take a look spiritually, what you need to know. The Knight of Wands, well, that's passion in the pants. But to me, that's like persistence, right? That's motivation, because the traditional depiction of the Knight of Wands would be something that rides in quickly and leaves just as fast. So this is very strong energy that is consistent, in my opinion. And with that, we have, wow, the Two of Cups. Look at them embrace. And we had the Two of Cups down here earlier. So there's a connection here that might be spiritually ascending. Okay. Wow. Interesting that there's a cat here at the bottom. And my cats have been very vocal during this reading. Funny, it was Jimmy the other day and now it's Pandy. All right. Let's see what else we need to know. The Devil. You know what's interesting about the Devil card is that in the traditional depiction, it's about feeling chained and restricted. And the lovers, you know, who are depicted in the Devil card, you know, they're held back. But look at them. They're certainly not holding back right now. So there has been a shift in that energy. So spiritually, I think there's a relationship that has ascended or is ascending. And look at the High Priestess. I just want to make a point. We started the after energies with the Hierophant, and now we're at the High Priestess. Those are spiritual counterparts. So I think there's an extra special message there. The High Priestess is signs, synchronicities, and of course, like I said, ascension. So that is really, really beautiful. Now I'm going to take some Power of Surrender cards here just to sort of close things out and see what we need to surrender or surrender to during this eclipse. And we have surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Okay, let's see what else we need to know. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. You know, this card came out the other day. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your own power and soar in your life. And this is so true. We talked about this at the very beginning. This is about letting go of the past year and a half and embarking on a brand new journey. There are big changes ahead. I really hope this resonates with you. Thank you so much always for your kindness and support and listening to my readings. As always, I appreciate a subscribe, a like, a comment. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. Thank you very much, and I wish you the most amazing partial lunar eclipse.